Hey guys, we learned a little something about who Hillary Clinton and who Donald Trump are as people on a daily basis, and we progressively, not like them, pretty much. For example, back in the 1990s, Hillary Clinton called people on welfare, or the people who transitioned from being on welfare to getting a job, from dependency to dignity. Yes. Apparently, in the mind of Hillary Clinton, that if you're on welfare, you're not dignified. You're a dependent person who isn't, worthy of being a dignified person. Hillary, that's not the definition of dignified. The definition of dignified is the state of quality of being worthy of honor or respect. And basically what that means is if you're a nurse who gets food stamps so you could pay for your food, but you get a minimum wage at your job, apparently, since you have government help, you're not worthy of any dignity. Apparently, to Hillary Clinton's mind, you're someone who's dependent on the government. You're not someone who actually helps people. Well, guess what? Nurses and doctors, are dignified people. And Hillary, just because someone has a job doesn't mean that they're always dignified people. There are assholes who have jobs that aren't dignified people, like you and the other Democrats or Republicans who like to screw people over. All of you are not dignified. You're dependent on the government to pay you. I'm just saying, who's the one who are dependent again? But anyway, in April 2002, and 15 years ago, Hillary Clinton said to GQ magazine that we went from people who are on welfare who have work and are no longer on welfare, are no longer deadbeats. Yeah, she referred to people who were on welfare as deadbeats. And this is what some people want in a president. Hillary, you have it easy. You made so much money that you don't need to worry about not working. But, this is how the job force works this day and age. Let me give you a little lesson here. Some people who are on welfare and who are looking for a job, yes, there are people on welfare looking for a job. That isn't a myth. That's reality. Look, here's the problem. You have all these applications, steel factories, retail places, so on and so forth, that ask you about your welfare information, if you receive food stamps and all that. But here's what really goes behind the scenes. And John Oliver did a story on this during season 1 of Last Week Tonight. And the majority of those welfare recipients who thankfully have jobs now said that they were denied those jobs at first because, considering that they were on welfare, some of these employers thought they were too uneducated to hold the job because they were receiving welfare. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Some employers really believe that if you're on welfare, you're too uneducated to hold a job. I don't understand this hatred towards people who are on welfare, or to people who, get food stamps to feed their children. I don't get the hatred towards people who have to take their children to soup kitchens because they were denied food stamps. But the point is, though, is that it's disastrous if it comes down to Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump, because we're screwed either way. You have Hillary Clinton, who believes that people who are on welfare are deadbeats and are always dependent on the government help, but and that welfare recipients are undignified. And you have Donald Trump who wants to build a wall and ban all Muslims from them. It's a lose-lose situation either way. There's no winning, you know. This is why I support Bernie Sanders. One of the other reasons why I support Bernie. Bernie Sanders doesn't care if you're on welfare or not. Every person who is a genuinely good person and helps out others and respects others is a dignified person. You don't need to be wealthy or you don't need to have a little bit of cash to be a dignified person. That's... While I'm pissed off, look, while I'm pissed off, I might as well get this out. Last week in New York, cops responded to a domestic violence call. Okay, that's their job, right? To respond to calls like that, to find out where the situation is. And okay. First of all, wrong apartment building, number one, because regardless where you live, if you live in an apartment building in Pennsylvania, Texas, New York, California, you're going to have apartments that look identically similar to the other, and you're going to have the same apartment numbers in the different apartment buildings. It's not like it's all different letters and different numbers because of the building. You're going to have the same apartment number, but it could be very much well be in a different building. Okay, so these cops go to the wrong building and go to the wrong apartment number in the building. Right apartment number, but wrong building. So anyway, this lady opens the door and her family is in the apartment, and this lady's pit bull comes out the hallway wagging its tail, and the cop shoots the dog dead. The dog is literally suffering while it's dying, and to make matters worse, when the dog owner is going to yell at the cops for killing her animal, the cop puts the grieving owner in a chokehold, and then one of the other cops, there was two others with them, one of the other cops proceeds to put a gun against the grieving owner's head. And her family is pleading to them not to shoot her. And then the third cop, and this is why three douchebags in an apartment building makes sense for a movie title. The third cop says, "You're blaming us for the dead dog and putting her in a chokehold?" Well, yeah, assholes. It's your fault. It's your fault for responding to the wrong call and at the wrong building. Hell, you know what? There's a song by NWA called "Fuck the Police." Now, doesn't mean that Ice Cube and Dr. Dre and Eazy-E hated the police. It's that, you know, okay, during the 80s and 90s, mainly in black communities across America, if you were walking with your hands in your pocket in New York, Pennsylvania, Compton, doesn't matter where, chances are you would get either shot by the police or tackled by the police because it looks like you have a weapon. Yeah, that's the idea that police still have in some parts of America. They think if they see a minority walking with their hands in their pockets or wearing a hood or, you know, being themselves, that automatically they're dangerous, that they have to be stopped, that they have to be killed. Yeah, some cops still think like that. You would think cops would have changed. You would have thought after 9/11 they would have been trained to, like, you know, not kill people on the spot, but no. After 9/11, shit hit the fan. Let's be honest, shit hit the fan after 9/11. Cops were trained like the military, and doesn't matter if you're black or white. It doesn't matter if you're Native American, Italian, Irish. It doesn't matter what nationality or ethnicity or what skin color you are. A lot of Americans, liberal and conservative alike, have come to the conclusion, with the cops mainly, that it's us versus them mentality. That whenever we see cops, we're afraid for our children's lives. We're not sure if our children will even make it home alive. And it's a terrifying thought when all of America can't trust the cops. That's a terrifying thought. Now, do I hate the cops? No. Do I trust the cops? Very little. I trust the cops very little. I trust them enough to, keep the real criminals off the street, but at the same time, I don't trust the cops because the cops like to target people who don't look like them. And I've seen stories of black cops target white teens. I've seen stories of Hispanic cops going after black teens. I've seen cops of all races and ethnicities go after kids that don't look like them or talk like them. And it really bothers me that these cops have jobs. Where's the death penalty for, cops that shoot teens and animals? They're not going to get the death penalty. They're not even going to be prosecuted. You know why? Because they have a badge, and that badge puts them above everyone else, apparently. That's how things fucking work now. But it really annoys me that the government's set up to a point where it's not for the people, where it's for themselves. If you're a government authority, that's fine. The country works great for you, but make sure it doesn't work for everyone else. And that really annoys me. What happened to we the people? It went from we the people to we the government. Peace out.